Think back to high school. Do you remember the most popular girl back then? She was beautiful, probably blonde, the star pupil, head of the cheerleading squad, and she could do no wrong. She was sought after by all the guys and admired by all the other girls. But fast forward 20 years later, and you realize that same girl peaked back then. Because now she's got 3 kids from 3 different men, 2 divorces, lives on the wrong side of town, and is begging for money behind the local Taco Bell just so she can buy some meth. That girl, dear viewers, is the Jurassic Park franchise, with the first film that still holds up to this very day, despite being 32 years old, all the way up to the modern day with the ham-fisted, CGI-infested, mindless sludge entries that are Jurassic World. The question is, does Jurassic World Rebirth fall victim to the myriad of issues that plagued the films before it, or does it more resemble the cinematic masterpiece that marks where it all began? Let's talk about it. Now I'm going to go ahead and get this out of the way because I've seen quite a bit of conversation surrounding this film, and most of it is, well, it's better than Fallen Kingdom and Dominion, and all I've got to say to that is, so fucking what? Just because the current shit is better than the older shit doesn't mean it isn't still shit.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
Does Jurassic World Retread focus more on the dinosaurs instead of a meandering human plot? Yes. Does it go back to its horror roots instead of being more action-centric? Kinda. Yes. Does it manage to form a coherent plot with likable, expanded-on characters that have chemistry with one another, like the original? No. But before I get into the bulk of these issues, allow me to enlighten you as to the plot of this film with my typical, overly sarcastic asshole commentary. Also, I'm not sure what I managed to dig up as far as footage goes, but if you're looking at behind-the-scenes stuff or interviews, that's because Universal is a bunch of cockholes and copyright claim everything, so I gotta do what I gotta do. Anyway, let's get into this.
Whoa. Here I come. Oh, here I come. Oh.
So Jurassic World Recreate is centered around 3 different main characters. There's Soldier Lady, played by Scarlett Johansson, Smart Scientist Man, portrayed by Jonathan Bailey, and then there's Mahershala Ali as generic mercenary. This group of misfits are brought together by evil dinosaur businessman number 457, but for this review, I'm calling him Discount Orlando Bloom. Anyway, at this point in the franchise, mankind and dinosaurs have kind of learned to coexist together, with only a handful of dinosaur species living on the mainland, while most of the others have either died off or have been contained on islands that are close to the equator, because the air is, it's not as polluted or something there. Fuck if I know. Oh, and people aren't allowed to go to those islands. There's actually national laws against it, and the military frequently patrol the areas to enforce that. Well, Discount Orlando Bloom is looking to charter a boat out to one of these dangerous islands because he believes some of the dinosaurs there hold the key to curing heart disease. So he recruits Soldier Lady, Scientist Man, and Generic Mercenary to help him with this, and off they go to the islands. Remember 2 sentences ago, though, when I said there's laws against people going to the island? Yeah, Discount Orlando Bloom doesn't give a shit about that. But thankfully, the military that's supposed to be patrolling the area just isn't around for reasons, I guess.
Right.
Along the way, they meet a Hispanic father, his 2 daughters, and one of their retarded boyfriends, stranded on their boat after a Mosasaurus attacks them. Wait, hang on. What? Did the military magically not see them either? Better yet, as a father myself, what the actual fuck was this man thinking? He almost brought his entire family, including a daughter that couldn't be more than 8 years old, into dinosaur-infested waters that border the dinosaur-infested islands. What the fuck are you doing, you absolute Pop-Tart?
Are you retarded?
Anyway, so Discount Orlando Bloom, Soldier Lady, Smart Scientist Man, Generic Mercenary, and a few other people in their crew who will undoubtedly be cannon fodder for the dinosaurs arrive to the island only to find out that things aren't what they seem. Some of the dinosaurs are bigger than anything they've ever seen before, and there's signs of foul play while they're searching through nearby research facilities. There was experimenting on dinosaurs. Again, the most violent ones got out. Again, the facility got overran and destroyed. Again, and it's up to our cast of characters to defeat them and get off the island. Again.
Fuck.
Where the issues begin and end with Jurassic World Reiterate is the writing. And look, I understand I'm watching a film about fucking dinosaurs. Alright, I'm willing to suspend the majority of my beliefs, but at some point, things have to make sense, if only even slightly. For instance, the Hispanic father who leads his family directly into danger for no clear, logical reason. Or how about people not realizing there's big-ass multi-ton dinosaurs walking right beside them? Apparently, Soldier Lady has access to a helicopter because she's going to have one pick them up once they've completed their mission. If she has access to one of those, why didn't she just use it to drop them all off in the first place? How come all of the old equipment from the research facility like lights, boats, and cars all still work perfectly fine despite them being abandoned for nearly 2 decades? Why does the scientist man eat Altoids like that? I mean, seriously, he chews them like they're fucking potato chips or something.
Oh, come on!
Now look, I'm not saying there isn't any value here, because there is. Some of the action sequences, like the fight against the Mosasaurus or the river sequence with the T-Rex, are all shot extremely well, and the CGI in these specific scenes are top-notch. Scientist Man is actually a pretty good addition to the film too, and he settles neatly into the lore and the ethos of the entire franchise. There's even some truly beautiful areas consisting of real on-site filming in Thailand. But outside of that, Jurassic World Rediscover is surface level. It relies on a paper-thin plot that makes entirely too many callbacks to better, more iconic films in its franchise. Remember the long shot of the original park with the Brachiosaurus? Remember the kitchen scene with the raptors? Remember the long grass? Remember using flares to distract the T-Rex? Yep, that's all being used. Again, except in dumber, lazier written ways. Take the opening of Jurassic Park, for instance, where a velociraptor manages to outsmart its handlers, getting its claws on the man overseeing the gate to its pen and dragging him into it. The same happens in Jurassic World Revisit, but instead of a brilliantly shot, reasonably understandable mistake that results in the death of the dinosaur's handler, there's a door malfunction that occurs when research workers go in to check on the D-Rex. And it was all caused by a fucking Snickers wrapper.
That is one big pile of shit.
Wait, what is this? Final Destination? Speaking of the D-Rex, you know, the dinosaur that's been slathered all over the marketing material and looks like it's a combination of a Rancor from Star Wars and a Xenomorph from the Alien franchise?
A fucking alien.
Yeah, it's in maybe 5 minutes of Jurassic World Rearranged, serving as the final boss of sorts as our characters are trying to escape the island. Remember the T-Rex from Jurassic Park 1? Remember how we were introduced to it pretty early on and it was the primary looming threat for most of the film, creating a truly suspenseful tone because you never knew when the damn thing was going to show up? Yeah. I like that. And out of all the things they copied here, that should have been one of them.
He's out of line, but he's right.
So, do I recommend Jurassic World Reassemble? We happy?
Say what again? Say what again? I dare you. I double dare you, motherfuckers.
Now look, I don't hate this film, not at all. And I'd be lying if I said I didn't have some fun with it, because I did. So did my family. But I don't think the positives outweigh the negatives. I don't think the addition of a cool new character, the beautiful on-site filming, and formidable action sequences make up for the absolutely paper-thin plot that's more contrived than creative, relying on old ideas instead of making new ones, all backed by a cast that doesn't look or act like they belong together in the slightest. What could have been a rebirth for the Jurassic franchise is nothing more but a mere revisit. Anyway, I appreciate y'all for checking out my review. I'll talk to y'all later.